All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Up and In Show. I think this might be episode 70. I don't even know. Think about that. 70.
That's tough.
Wait, I didn't introduce you. Why are you talking already?
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. Man, I'm excited. This is, most of the time I don't know my guests. Well, I guess some of them I know, but I'm excited about this episode. I'm excited to introduce our next guest. She is actually one of my first hires as an employee of Cards and Culture. We are in the shop.
Yes, we are.
For my first Up and In show on camera.
Right in
shop.
That's what's up.
I'm a little nervous right now.
I'm not.
All right. Well, Jaelyn Richard-Harris, thank you for coming. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Well, yeah, it's your job, kind of.
You know,
right?
right. Like, could I say no?
I'm just kidding. I know. That's why I was like, well, it is your off day, so technically you could have said no.
I know. You're supposed to bring Chick-fil-A, but we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Why didn't you bring it up before the cameras were on?
It's okay.
Now I'm like rattled.
It's okay. We're not going to talk about it.
No, I'm like a little flustered.
Later. We'll discuss later.
All right, so we're getting Chick-fil-A lunch, at least to make up for it.
That's what it sounds like.
Maybe just order it right now. I'm a little flustered right now. Damn. All right. But yeah, no, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. This has been a long time in the making. I think we've talked about it since June, doing the podcast together.
It's been a topic of discussion for a little while.
Yes. But as life goes, shit happens, and we were opening a business, and it's been a lot of fun and a lot of success and a lot of moving parts. So I apologize to any of our loyal listeners that have still subscribed and not heard a podcast episode in a month and a half, but thank you guys. Jaelyn actually played basketball at LSU. She just finished up in 2020, correct?
Yep.
So you played the pandemic year.
Pandemic year, yeah. I was a pandemic baby. COVID baby is what I call it.
And so you graduated during the pandemic.
Graduated. They sent us home like in the middle of the season. It was like, hey, season's over. Go home. And we're just like, what's a pandemic? What's a COVID? What are you talking about?
What's a COVID? That was your senior year?
Literally.
So they made you go home. So your senior year was cut short because of that shit?
Yeah. So we had our SEC tournament, and then literally we were preparing for NCAA, you know, the watch show. Mm-hmm. And then there was like, no season, tournament's canceled, go home.
I don't think we've ever talked about that because in my head, I've always thought that the kids that got robbed of playing in the NCAA tournament for their senior year was by far the worst experience of COVID.
Yeah.
Like that's what you like. imagine kids that just been waiting for 4 years and maybe this is their year, whatever, right?
Right. And that was our case because the year before we didn't make it. So my senior season, we was having such a great season. Like we were automatically in, like we knew we were going to be in the tournament, and then they took it away from us. And then the championship was in New Orleans. So it was 82 miles. So our goal the whole year, like our saying was 82 miles, hashtag 82 miles.
Oh my God.
And yeah, they canceled it.
I got like chills right now. That sucks. I'm sorry. Like I can't believe we've never talked about that because I really have always said that. I always was just like, I can't imagine what that would be like.
Right.
Most of the time you think you can imagine it, but.
It was pretty tough.
Oh my
it was
God.
one of the only times I cried.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like, if I lose a game, I'm not going to cry after the game unless it's like a championship game. But, I cried. I was crying. I didn't talk to anybody. Like, everybody was blowing my phone up. Phone's off. Yep. I'm crying. Give me some time.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's real. And yeah, that's not the way that you wanted to finish it out and stuff like that. And you worked your ass off. Were you here for 4 years?
4 years.
So that was your fourth year.
That was my senior season.
Wow. And you started the last three?
Yep, 3-year starter. Freshman year, got a lot of PT. I just didn't start.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you came from Houston, right?
Houston, Texas.
All right, baby. Let's talk about how you ended up at LSU from Houston. So how did that recruiting process happen? Right. How does that go down? Like, were you a star in high school? Your family background, how's that all start for you?
Okay, so in family background regards, my mom ran track in middle school. So that was the last that she did. I just
she's
told
a badass.
The story to somebody else. She was like 18, track 7th grade, great athlete. She didn't play anything else after that. And then my biological dad was a football star.
Okay.
Nobody played basketball, kind of just picked it up. All of my cousins are guys.
Okay.
So everything they did, I did. And then somebody was like, hey, you need to put her in basketball. She's pretty good. So I was 5. I was on an all-guys team. My first game, I had like 36 points.
Oh, you're bad.
It was crazy.
Schooling the boys.
It was crazy. So then basketball became my thing. I played more sports throughout middle school and high school, but basketball was like number one. Ended up being really good. Like my senior season of high school, I won MVP of Houston along with De'Aaron Fox, who plays for
Sacramento.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really big in high school, and in regards to college and the whole recruiting process, I knew I wanted to go to a big school because I was little.
Yeah.
And like being 5'2", it's like every little school in the world wants you. But I was like, no, I want to go to a big school. Yeah. I didn't know anything about conferences. I just knew I wanted to go to a big school. And so I believe when I was in the 8th grade, Texas A&M had won the championship.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to go to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Like, of course you want to go. Like, this is a flagship program of the state, or at least one of them.
Yep.
And they were really good. So I had been going to the camps, and they were recruiting me from my 8th grade year. So it just felt right. It's like, I'm going to A&M. I'm going to A&M.
Yeah.
Fast forward, senior season, I've narrowed it down to now Texas A&M and LSU. Still in my mind, I'm going to A&M.
Yeah. You went on a visit to LSU already at this point, or not?
No.
Okay.
No. So when it came to visit time, I have my visit to LSU this weekend. I have my visit to A&M the following weekend.
Oh, wow.
I came on my visit, and I committed.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Let's go.
And it was so crazy because, like, all of my life, I was going to Texas A&M, and I knew I was an Aggie.
Yep.
Now, I came down here to Baton Rouge and was like,
Baton Rouge changed you.
This feels like this is home. Commit. I take
Sign
it.
on the dot.
Give me the deal.
Let's go. We're not going anywhere else.
So I had to text the coaches like, hey, sorry, not coming. I'm going to LSU.
Were they pissed?
No, surprisingly they weren't. They sent like long messages and was like, congratulate me, this, that, and the third. I think I made a great choice. Like, if I could go back and change it, I wouldn't.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know something funny?
Talk to me.
That's my story too.
No.
I tell you that? I'm from Jersey.
Right.
So I came down on a visit and I wanted to go to Vanderbilt. My whole life it was like same thing, right? So Vanderbilt was the shit. It was like they had this great program. It was up and coming, good coach. They just had like the last 2 years they had the #1 overall picks.
Right.
You know, like all that stuff. So you're like, you go there and
right.
like that's the move, right? I remember when LSU called on July 1st, I'm like, I remember looking at my dad and being like, LSU, where's that? Like, had no idea. So it was funny. And then they anyway, long story short, I went down on my visit. I was supposed to go to Vanderbilt the next weekend and I committed on the spot.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
Look
this
at
is home.
us.
This is
Hey,
home.
that's fate.
That's it. You knew. And then I did it again to you.
Right.
You left Baton Rouge and you thought you were gone.
I never thought I was coming back to Baton Rouge.
And we pulled you back.
People would ask me when I was in school, like, do you plan on staying in Baton Rouge? It's like, no way. Like, I'm definitely going back to Houston. Yeah. And it's like, Anthony slid in the DMs. He slid in the DMs, y'all.
It made the job look good. That's it. That was it. Oh, man. I want to talk about that for real, though. Okay, so after school, so you got done with school. The pandemic hits. Obviously, your life's kind of turned upside down. Right. What was the next move after that? You were home.
It was
like,
crazy.
Shit, this is real now, huh?
Not even, because like when I first got home, I didn't graduate until the summer. Okay. So we left January, February, March. So March they ended season. Yeah. They kicked us out. I wasn't graduating until August. Okay. So I did
one of those virtual
school.
graduations.
Right. Right. So I went home when they first kicked us out. And then I was at home. You know, you haven't been home in years. Yeah. You know, usually I'm home for like 2 days. Yeah. I'm home for like a month. It was different. Yeah. I was like, oh no, I got to go back to school. And I was still paying for my rent. So it's like, I might as well come back to school because I'm still paying my rent. So came back. I interned with soccer for the summer. And then I graduated. So when I graduated, then was the move back home. I told my mom when I got home, I said, look, August, I'm not doing anything. Don't expect me to do anything. I am relaxing.
Listen here,
literally, that's what I did. I traveled. Like, I just had a blast. So then September came around, and it was like, okay, let's get nitty gritty. I had initial plans to go to medical school, but I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. COVID helped me realize that wasn't what I wanted to do. So then it was figuring out, all right, let's try to get an internship. Let's try to get a job. And it was like 2-3 months of that. Like, it was so hard because of COVID. Everything was shut down. Every door you thought was open was closed. It was tough. It was really rough. But God is good all the time. I ended up getting an internship at a gym, a fitness gym. I interned for 12 weeks, and then I started working there. I was working for about 3 months, and then you came along. So didn't last too long. Well, including my internship, it lasted pretty long, but you know, good experience. Yeah,
that's it. And you said, like, I mean, even when you came to Baton Rouge and I scooped you, like, that's still something that's part of your life. It's and I mean, think about it. You've played sports your whole life. You've competed at a high level. I'm sure there's some sort of movement and fitness that's going to be part of your life going forward too. So no matter what, it was a great experience. I'm sure you made good connections and learned a lot.
Definitely.
But now to the real stuff.
Now to the real stuff. Now down to the bread and the butter.
Yeah, let's go. All right, so I recruit you to Baton Rouge. Tell me a little bit about, you know, I think it's interesting and for real, like, I think, you know, a lot of kids listen to my, I don't say a lot, but kids listen to my podcast that are around your age, right? And And it's a lot of athletes that are in that phase of looking to the next step of how do we take that next step? What are the options? Where do I go? What am I passionate about, right? So talk to me a little bit about what made you say yes to Baton Rouge, why cards and culture, where does it fit into your life and the things that you want to do?
Well,
that was a loaded question, right? It was a lot.
It was. That was a really good
question.
A lot. It took all of the doors being closed for me to realize that I didn't need to worry. Because it became a thing at one point. It was like, oh, Jesus, oh, what's next? What's next? What's next? But I realized I didn't want to be in that place of just worrying. So at that point, I kind of just let everything go. Because I'm a firm believer in, like, your steps are already ordered. Like, right is going to be after left today, tomorrow, and the next day. What's going to happen tomorrow was already going to happen a couple years ago. You know, like, it was already going to happen. So with me being like that and so free spirited, I kind of just flow, you know, like wherever the wind takes me is where the wind takes me. I go with my gut. When I came down here, you showed me the shop, and it involved everything that I loved, like art, fashion. Like, it was just like, okay, I can do this because I like to do it. And then you hear the I think it's the quote is like, you find something you love, you never have to work a day in your life. Remember when my first week here, I was like, I love it here. I just kept saying I love it because it doesn't feel like I'm working. It feels like I'm just coming and being myself day by day, and I'm getting paid to be me. Who wouldn't want to be paid to be themselves? Right.
No, that's, I feel the same way. And I feel like that even cards and culture, that's what it was. It was born out of the pandemic, and it was like, I've figured out a way to monetize things that I'm passionate about, that I like, right? And if you find like-minded people that understand that, see that vision, you're building a culture and you're building a community that is founded on those same, you know, principles, morals, values, whatever you want to do. That's it. You know? Except when you come in the door and I'm here, then there's no fun. I was like, you laugh? You're laughing in the building? We don't laugh here.
No fun.
For everybody listening, that's a little inside joke because I'm the old man here. At 32 years old, I'm the old man. There's a bunch of young bucks in here. So
Grandpa Antoine.
I turned 52 the other day. in my cards and culture years, 53. I don't know, right? Sorry. The girls, everybody brought me some crumble cookies. Thank you, Kylie. Yeah. Kylie's sitting back there laughing at me. K-Money Productions. That's it. But for real though, I think that's the fun part about all this stuff is every day we get to create. Every day is like, what's next? What are we doing today? Where are we at? And that's the fun part. Yeah, like, and you know this in the shoe world, right? Like, that was one of the main things that I knew you were an expert at, or at least I saw you having positive influence for cards and culture, right? Even that market fluctuates so much. So you can't bank on this shoe being $400 today or $500 as a business. You got to be able to be nimble and be able to pivot into art today or NFTs or sports cards, because maybe that's where the money is today. And so I think that's what we've done here is we've created a cool culture and able to just dip into different avenues, like where the trends are going, you know?
Yep. And become that one-stop shop. Like, you can come in here and get anything. You can come in here for one thing. It's just like, oh no, I think I'm gonna get some art today.
I didn't even know I needed that.
Right.
Now I do. Now I'm walking out with this.
They love it here.
Talk to me about what's next in the art world, because I'm looking over here. I can't see the Serena, but we're sitting in the building here, and we have a lot of great art on the wall. And I always, when I first, picked you up from the airport, I didn't really know that you were involved in that world as much. You don't put it out there. I saw the fashion, I saw the sneakers, I knew the basketball background, and that kind of stuff. But I found out that you're passionate about art. You really enjoy it. So talk to me a little bit about what you want to do with art, where you see that going, or is that kind of like another free-flowing thing? We'll see where it takes you.
No, I feel as though I can take art seriously. I just have to find a way to get in the space when I need to. I paint when I'm in my creative mode. Okay. I'm not gonna say I can't, but I don't like to be forced to paint. If that makes sense. So the reason I don't post as much, because I used to, but it was like I would post and then like a million people come in my DMs. Can you? And it was kind of overwhelming. So I like to paint, and it's great because right now I'm in my creative mode. Like I am so excited to go home and paint. I think I'm actually gonna work on a self-portrait today.
Let's go.
It's crazy.
Really?
And it's like you don't really know your perspective of yourself. So I'm really curious to see how I'm going to paint myself.
I love it.
I hope it looks like me.
Hey, but maybe it doesn't. And that's what art is, right? It's like, yo, maybe this is what I think of myself, or maybe this is my expression of a thought I have about myself. To me, that's like the crazy part about art. I think I've botched this quote a bunch, but I heard something about like art isn't. I knew I was gonna fuck it up, but basically, as long as an artist is always continuing, it's a work in progress, and that's the thing that I love about art is like there's always ways to change, adapt, and and express what you're feeling or thinking.
Right.
So I'm anxious to see what's gonna come out.
It's gonna take a little while. Don't worry. But
what kind of hairstyle you can go with?
I'm painting a picture that I already took. So
okay,
so
I got you. Okay.
Artist I am, because you have different types of artists. I have to see something to paint it. Like my mom can imagine something and paint it.
Cool.
She's killing me in the art game. I haven't tapped into that yet. Oh, absolutely. My mom can dominate anything. It's crazy.
That's badass.
You know?
I love that though.
Track star.
Yeah. Track star. All right. Well, that's pretty. I didn't know that. Yeah. So you're more realism, right? Like you like seeing something and capturing in the picture. And So which picture are you going with of you?
It's a basketball photo.
Is it? I was gonna ask if it was a sports photo,
but it's not. It's from a photo shoot day, so it's not an action shot. It was like me cheesing with the basketball.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yes.
What about when I asked you to do the Serena thing? You said you don't like when people ask you to do stuff.
No, I wasn't. But I wasn't working on anything at the time.
Okay. Cool.
So that was easy. It was really easy. I remember going over with Kylie. Like we was looking for Serena pictures on Google, and when we found that one, we was like, this is the one.
I love that one.
This is the one. And then I can tell like if some pictures are gonna be easier or take less time, and that one only took me a week. So I was like, I can knock this out in a week. But some stuff is like, really complex.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that one. I want to make some prints of it and do some art cards of it. Some of that stuff that we're kind of innovating in the art space. We're taking these art pictures and turning them into these art cards, right? As collectibles, as different ways to express ourselves and collect art. So
it's fire.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun too, especially so the next thing that I do want to talk about is the way that we're innovating with the NIL stuff and working with college athletes. But I think too, it would be really cool if you start doing this stuff and enjoy doing it. It would be like we talked about, working with the athletes and knowing the artists that is drawing them or painting them or something along those lines is a really cool thing. And it's a little different in the sense of it's really unique that they get to do something and be a part of something. When I was playing ball and I got my rookie cards back, I was like, why the fuck did they use this picture? I'm like, what?
Right. I'm with you here. I'm with you on that one.
So if I got to sit down with a dope artist that I like their skill set, and it's a painting that I like or a picture that I like, and I get to throw it in my wall, and I get to market it and increase the value of it, that's kind of dope to me.
That is very dope, especially when you put it in that way. Like, you're convincing me right now. Right? Can I sign for the NIL package?
That's what I mean. Why not? Well, what if you go and paint this sick painting, right? And you put it up in your place and you post about it, and everybody's hitting you up for DMs.
Right.
And you're like, well, I don't, but I'm going to make 10 prints of these and I'm going to sign the back of them, right? And you can buy one of them. That's kind of cool. Like that's what I think these athletes
get to hold on to it until it gets up to that number that you want.
Exactly.
That's tough.
Yeah. And just the more people that you do it for, right? The more people, the markets that you spread out in, and the more that your name gets known, then your demand gets higher, and that's what makes the price go higher. Right. So that's the cool part.
Fire.
Is the more people you interact with, the more things you do. So
more people you know.
I'm excited.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Talk to me a little bit about this NIL stuff, about what you think. I mean, you were in it 2 years ago. So what would it be like being an athlete and having businesses come to you? Do you think it would be overwhelming? Would it be exciting? Would you expect more or less? Like, what do you think the athletes are going through right now?
It depends on the maturity of the athlete, I believe, because I feel you can have many different perspectives. You can take it as everybody wants me, I have to sign with everybody. You can take it as let me be smart about it and let me pick the right one that's going to benefit me the best. Or you could just go with the flow,
and see whatever comes your way and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So with it being 2 years after the fact, it's just like, man, we just missed it. We just missed it. But I definitely think it's great that they passed it, and now athletes are able to be paid based off of who they are. Because speaking as an athlete, and probably you may or may not feel the same way, but the university makes millions and millions of dollars off of us. And we pay for a lot of the stuff around campus, but we can't get anything from it, with some gear or let me not downplay a free education. But free education, we're very grateful for our free education. But we could also be millionaires, like who wouldn't want to be a millionaire? Right. Everybody doesn't have the goal to go off and play professionally. Right. So if you can make that money in college.
And it's not realistic always for everybody to go play professionally, right? So I think sometimes this is why I'm so excited about the NIL stuff. And I think one of the things I'm so excited about for you to teach these athletes too and show them. And some people, like, this is the most popular you're going to be your whole life, right? So how do you capitalize on that for the rest of your life, or at least give yourself a head start, right? To go into the real world and do things. And I think that's what we're teaching these kids, and then even the kids that go into professional sports and they do have that bigger audience, now you're teaching them, hey, don't just go to Panini and say, yeah, you can go take my name, image, and likeness and do whatever you want with it and just cut me a small check, right? Like, that's bullshit. Like, I'm so-and-so and I have 1 million fans that like me for me. Right. I'm just going to go directly market to them, and Panini, you don't need my shit to make you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the thing that I think we're teaching them. So it helps the athlete that does go pro too, to be like, man, I'm losing out on some money that I'm helping this other company build, right? So I think that's a cool thing that we teach them. And then for the kids that don't have that opportunity, say a kid that grew up in Baton Rouge, right? He doesn't have a chance to go play in the NFL or the NBA or the WNBA or anything, but maybe while he or she is here, they win a national championship and they have 50,000 followers and they create a little small business that they can then go monetize for the next 5-10 years until they figure out what they really want to do, right?
That little following.
Yeah.
Now, what stuck out from what you said was the head start, because the head start, I just feel it could be so beneficial.
That's what I mean.
I feel a lot of college athletes graduate and are not prepared, not just financially, just not prepared for life itself. It's just because we've always been on a schedule. We always been told what to do. And it's not like you had the time in school to, let's go to the internship. Let's go put in the hours. Let's go take the extra classes so I can apply for another school, like a medical school or a law school. So it's like life just comes at you like immediately. Like soon as the season is over, like what you gonna do now if you're not playing professional?
Exactly.
So if you had that in college, the NIL, oh man, I just hate I missed out.
I think it's teaching them life skills too, like because when you're an athlete, everything just comes to you, right? Like you don't have to teach yourself how to go network and interact and mess with people, but now you're like, oh shoot, like I can go get this sponsorship. Maybe if I walk in the door and go talk to this cards and culture owner or store manager and tell them what I'm about, what I'm passionate about, maybe I do get a cool partnership, Literally. And that teaches them how to go get that next job after school, or walk into a building and be like, hey, I bring this to the table, or here's my resume.
Right.
Like that kind of stuff.
And be confident just in the world outside of being confident in your sport.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
That was a big thing that fucked me up when I was done playing, as I had this identity as Anthony Renato, the baseball player.
Right.
And I'm like, everybody saw me as that. And I'm like, no, I'm not playing baseball anymore. Like, why are you still talking to me about this?
No.
I need to make money other than that. Like, they're not paying me for that anymore. So it's like, it's funny. That's your identity, and you only know yourself as that. And you're like, like, this worked for me in the past. Like, why isn't it working now? So I think there's those little things. And I think, it's been cool to work with a different demographic too, in the sense of like, we talk about females, right? And like the power of the female demographic and honestly, just the platform that you guys are finally getting to have an opportunity to use and to take advantage of. And so for me, it's been cool to like navigate that world and give you some empowerment and bring like some of your female athletes into the world, and maybe some people that don't get as much love in the media's eye, right? We're now able to do things in a unique niche way that lets them feel empowered, make money, create a brand for themselves and things like that,
I think it's super dope.
Yeah.
Because I feel like female athletes definitely are left on the back end.
Facts.
Like, or even with, I believe the NCAA tournament this past season. I don't know if you are familiar with all that was going on about what they received in the weight room. Like the weight room.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Yes. The men's weight room. It was just like, but then within a week they fixed it. But it took everybody getting on social media for I just feel like people to take women serious.
Yeah. It's such a weird world that we're in right now, because it's like, if you fast forward 300 years, it's just going to be like, oh, those people were doing what they had to do. We're getting super loud because it's like, this is a game-changing moment, right? So I think even the way that women dress and express themselves sexually nowadays is like, hey, we're screaming into the microphone that we're changing the world right now. In 200 years, this is just going to be normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be like, wait, women couldn't wear clothing like that, like or whatever, express this or not wear a bra, like, like shit like that.
Free the nip.
Free the nip. Facts. We knew it was going to make the cut on there.
It was going to make the cut.
But for real, I think that's the cool part, is like, yo, let's get loud with this shit, because what we're doing is changing it for the next generation, because we need that 8-year-old girl to see somebody on social media in the limelight that was only a certain demographic 40 years ago, right? Like, now we're changing it in so many different ways that now kids think it's a possibility to be on to do these things, right?
Like everything is becoming more acceptable.
Yes.
And I think about it all the time. Like, we're literally creating history every day.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be in history books.
I love it.
there's no telling for what, but we're going to be in it.
Facts. No, I'm serious. That's what I mean. Like, even the stuff we're doing with Cards and Culture and getting like them to like market some of the athletics line or like different types of clothing and stuff and giving them that platform and stuff. It's good shit every day.
I'm super excited for that. I'm actually glad you came up with that idea because I didn't have that idea. But when you having the ladies model the brand, I was like, oh, that's dope. Yeah, check you out.
I think that's going to be cool. And like I said, it's a way that's like organic for them to be involved. I'm not going to ask them to come take some pictures with sports cards and be like, hey, I love breaking boxes over at Cards and Culture, right? Like, that's not authentic. But you know what? She does wear a fitted hat, or she wears some beanies, or she wears some biker shorts. Like,
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then everybody in this generation likes taking photos.
Oh, I know. That's it.
Everybody likes being in front of the camera. So.
And we made a cool shop for them to take photos.
We definitely did.
Let's go. We'll give them some stuff to wear. It'll be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else? Let's talk about. I kind of want to leave our listeners with some excitement, some things to look forward to. So what do you think is the biggest thing that, okay, so we got 3 months left in the year. We got football season. We got NIL stuff. We got a bunch of new merch and clothing and stuff. And you're drawing t-shirts and designing things. What do you think for the next 3 months for the rest of 2021, Cards and Culture has the most to look forward to?
Ooh, for us, I think just all of the extra that we're bringing into the shop. I think we've been open for, 2.5 months now, and people have come by, or the people who've come by consistently have seen what we had. But when we get all of what we have planning coming into the shop, it's just like, it's a shop that doesn't stay the same. That's what I see it as. Like, we switch. We're going to change the art out. We're going to bring new apparel in. We're going to get a new game. Like, every time, every few months, you're going to come in here and you're going to get a whole new vibe.
Yep.
And that's what I'm most excited about, because a lot of people come in, it's like, when y'all going to get. Well, it's coming.
Yep.
It's coming. So
it's coming.
That's what I'm most excited about. And as well as the winter line, like the hoodies and the sweatpants. I think the Cards and Culture wave is going to definitely take over with the quality of what we have as well as the style. It's going to be great.
I think that's good. And I think, too, with you designing with the athletes and stuff and then taking the photos and everything, I think that's something really fun that's going to, like, create the brand's hype, and then with the events that we throw on top of that, right? To get people to come in the doors, too. So fan experience, unique experiences. I'm fired up.
Definitely a fun shop. Somebody actually asked me, it was like, well, what do y'all do? Like, how do y'all, I guess the question was kind of like, do y'all just sit in here every day and wait on people to come in? I'm like, oh, no, that's not the type of shop we are.
Yeah.
Like, we're out and about. We're going to have pop-ups, And that, to me, is amazing, because I don't feel like other stores do that. Like, Impeccable Pig probably wasn't having a pop-up,
Facts.
Like,
no.
we're going to go, we're going to travel, you're going to see us, and then it's even more exciting for me to see people come in and then take our stuff and wear it in other cities.
Yes.
Like, beyond Baton Rouge. Oh, I love it. Like, rep the brand.
I do. I love that. I love seeing that. That's why I do appreciate that. And it's fun to see, like, when people, because we obviously ship out of state and out online and stuff, but it's cool to just see people tag us in different places and at games and matching the clothes with their, school, whatever it is. It's good shit. So, and I think as we get more athletes involved with other schools too, it'll be cool to give them options and stuff to, like, be rocking the clothes in other places, other cities.
It's going to be dope.
Facts.
Excited for the future.
Jaelyn Richard-Harris, what else you got? What else are we leaving our listeners with? You got, like, one quote? There's got to be a quote that you have.
My quote is, the same water, right, that softens the potato hardens the egg. So it's not about your circumstances. It's about who you are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, and I've never heard that quote either.
Yeah, I got it from Google. So it was somebody else's quote.
But it's pretty deep.
But Jalen's taking it.
And I'm actually thinking about it a lot. Why is that? Now I'm, like, curious. I'm like, why does it soften the potato but hard boil the eggs? It's all about the characteristic of the potato or the egg.
The
are you the potato or the egg?
Ooh, what are you?
I don't know. Do you want to be? Do you want to go?
You kind of want to be.
You want to be. You want to be soft.
I would want to be the egg.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, you want to get hard boiled.
Obviously, but in reality, like in the real world, outside of the quote, would you want to be a potato or an egg?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. In raw form, I want to be the potato.
To me, it's giving egg. It's more versatile.
That's what I was just gonna say. It's flowy, right?
Right.
It just adapts to its circumstances. You throw it on the floor, cool. I'm a liquid now. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? But you want me to sit here and look pretty? I'm an egg. I'm chilling. I'm like I'm art.
See, I was thinking like a scramble, or like you can throw me in some hibachi rice.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You can throw versatility. Me at a car.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Buildings, houses.
Literally.
And it symbolizes a lot of shit too.
Right. You're a potato. What are you?
Yeah,
fries or mash?
Right. You're mash
or baked. That's a wrap.
That's it. This is limited. You're in these couple boxes and that's it.
That's it.
Mashed.
That's it for it. Now, what was your?
You're either French fries, mashed, or baked.
Or you could
that's
be
it.
Sweet.
Limited
option. You could be sweet.
I guess you could be sweet too.
Potato.
Yeah. You could have a couple different colors.
Right.
Maybe. They got like purple potatoes. Did you know that?
Yeah, I had some
because of the bubble tea. You know that's a potato, the taro or whatever.
That's not a potato.
It is a potato.
You're drinking potato juice.
100%. I didn't know.
Smoothie.
Yes, frozen, smooth with teas, with the tapioca things.
Boba.
Yeah, remember when you didn't get boba, whatever those things are called?
But look, I learned my lesson. Remember when you didn't get the Chick-fil-A?
Touche. And it all comes back to the touche.
We're here.
Would you be a slut for some Chick-fil-A?
I would be.
I can't say that. Okay, that's an inside joke, everybody. That's
inside. Jaelyn's a slut for everything that I like. So, like, I'm a slut for milkshakes. I'm a slut for cookies.
Some good sneakers sometimes.
Yeah, I could be a slut for sneakers.
Okay.
Whoa. When I say it like that, it didn't sound good.
I know.
But you got what I'm saying.
For all our listeners, it's an inside joke that originated in Chicago at the National. One of our employees made a joke, a line, and I just snapped my head. I think I broke my neck because I just never even thought that she would say the word slut, Kaylin, and I was just like, what? And I was like, and she was like, relax, it's a joke. And then it just was our inside joke after that.
We're a slut for it.
Just a slut for it.
I'm a slut for cards and culture, baby.
I got to figure out what I'm a slut for. That's the real thing.
It better be cards and culture.
It better be cards and culture. Probably for some, I don't know, some Pokemon. What were you making fun of me about yesterday?
I think yours
Pokemon
might
cards?
be the taro. You're a slut for the taro bubble tea.
Yeah, there we go. I'd definitely be a slut for some taro tea.
Or the coffee before.
Ooh, that's right. Before my caffeine break, I'd be a slut for a cold brew with a shot of espresso and some extra ice.
Definitely.
See how I rattled that out? Ooh, purple potato. See, you're right. See, I told you. Is that the taro one or the whatever it's called?
Not.
How do you say it? Is it taro? Taro.
Oh, taro.
Potato.
Potato.
Taro.
Taro. You're drinking taro juice.
Taro juice. Toro. I'm saying Toro from now on.
With some ice.
Yeah.
Okay, well then can I ask a question on your podcast?
I would love to.
All right. If you could have a superpower, 2 of them, what would they be?
Definitely flying.
Okay.
Flying would be...
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, like immediately I need to fly. Like that's got to be my thing.
Okay.
And then I think the other one would be time travel. Like I would want to go back in time or be able to be like...
Why?
Because I just wanted to see what life was like. I just want to experience it.
Slavery. It was horrible.
Yeah, I wasn't going to that generation. Thank you, though.
I'm just very curious to know, like, what part of the past do you want to go and see? Like,
I think I would be curious.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I would be curious to go to like the 1920s when like Prohibition, when they were trying to like ban alcohol and like understand, like shit like that, where you just had to like be like, wait, why? Understand human behavior. And then I would just like to know what it would like to live without a cell phone and like the internet. I just want to know what it's like to do that.
Would you want to go back to like the dinosaurs and cavemen too?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Too far?
Maybe like when humans started like really evolving, and like we started like becoming humans and tribes and shit like that, I think that would be super dope just to be like, this is like, what? This is how humans started? Right. And now we're doing like modern stuff of this version, like just an evolved version of this. I think that would be dope, but like, I don't know, it's not number one on my bucket list. I would be
very curious to see like how long you last. Like Anthony's gone. He went to 1920. Anthony's back. He's back from...
He went 6 minutes. He didn't like it.
He didn't like it.
Oh, damn. Anthony's been gone a week. He likes the 30s. Anthony's having some fucking fun. I'm just in the 60s or 70s. I'm just doing drugs and just living free life, whatever it is. Free love.
Rainbow tie-dye pants,
all that shit. I think I would have wore small glasses, and I would have had like one of those long,
like a mullet.
No, not hair. The ties, like where it's not a sweatband, it's like a t-shirt, like where it dangles in the back,
Right.
But you tie it. I don't know. I've just seen pictures of them. I'm like, that would be me if I was like hippie back in the day.
You should be a hippie for Halloween.
Ooh, maybe that would be a good idea. Wouldn't be upset about that.
Yeah.
What are you gonna be for Halloween?
I don't know, cause it's like my favorite holiday.
I do know.
So
That's
I'm
why
really
I figured
like,
you would know.
I'm all over the place. I just saw she's a character from something, I don't know. She's blue, she has red hair. Does anybody know?
Blue with red hair?
She's like she looks scary, but she has to have some type of power. So she has to be from like a movie or a show. Yeah. But then I was also thinking She-Go from Kim Possible.
Nice. That's throwback.
I think that'd be fire. So I don't know. It's kind of up in the air because I might just be Scooby-Doo. You never know where it goes with me.
I'm trying to think. No luck?
Blue with red hair.
Blue with red hair.
Mesquite? Does that sound familiar?
Mesquite? I have no idea. Is that a superhero type thing?
I have no clue.
Chucky?
No, I don't want to be Chucky.
It's not Chucky.
It's a Mystique.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, what is that?
Mystique.
Mystique? Okay.
Hello.
There it is. Nice.
Where's she from? Do you know? See? She's an X-Men.
X-Men. All right, so you're an X-Men character. Whoa. That's full send, full support.
Wait, when you say shapeshift, are you saying like Mrs. Incredible stretchy or like
ooh. Embody to somebody else? Right, so you can go fuck with people and and be like pretend to be somebody else.
I have to be her.
I like that.
I have to be her for one. For two, that has to be my power.
I was just gonna say, yeah. she does free the nip.
The nipple.
She does free the nip.
That's gonna
power.
Be my power.
Women power. That's it.
I'm going straight to Beyonce because I have to spend a day. Like, what am I gonna do as Beyonce? Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
How much of a mind fuck would that be? Like, imagine if you had that superpower and you like acted like you were like Bo for the day. Right. And you're like, I'm gonna go fuck with Anthony and watch this.
No, I wouldn't be Bo. I'd be you. I'd come in here as you, and I would try to convince everybody that I'm the real Anthony.
What do I do then when I come in?
Like,
what do I do when I come in?
Who's this guy?
I murder you?
But Kylie's gonna know. Kylie's gonna be like, one of them is Jaelyn.
Yeah, she would definitely know.
And
Anthony,
at that point, I'm
pregnant.
Laugh.
She's gonna. My Anthony version is gonna tell me that she's pregnant.
Right. I have all of the Anthony characteristics. The little laugh.
What's my fake laugh? Give me my fake laugh.
That one.
It's that one.
It's the little short giggle.
It's like.
Yeah,
no, it's not that one. I know I have a couple versions of them. There's levels to them. I'm like, do I really need to sell this person and like let them know that I'm not fake laughing?
Right.
You know?
Oh my God, I'm gonna shapeshift into everybody. So shapeshifting would be my number.
I kind of like that phrase, shape shifting.
Well, my other one was invisible before that one. So it was being invisible and being like stretchy, like Mrs. Incredible.
Nice.
But now that I can shapeshift, do I need to be invisible? Yes, probably.
Yeah, but imagine the combo of those two.
Right.
Why would you need to shapeshift? Yeah, if you're
I feel like I can shapeshift into Mr. Invisible Man.
You could. There you go.
I don't even know if that's a person.
We just made it up.
Right.
That's who I'm going to be for Halloween. Mr. Invisible Man.
You're not coming.
See? Look at you. Wow. Picking up what I'm putting down.
That's crazy.
I was at your party, Mr. Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
I go to a lot of shows that day. A lot of events.
Please grant me with the ability to shapeshift.
Right.
Shapeshift.
That does sound cool. And just the word itself, shapeshift. I'm a shapeshifter.
Right. I'm a shapeshifter.
Yeah, like, what do you do for a living? I'm just a shapeshifter. I
fly.
Yeah. I fly places. And then I also go to the 20s and 30s when I want to.
Literally.
And the 60s, I just want to go to the 60s this weekend.
So would you go to the future?
I would.
Or are you not interested? Because that's tricky.
I know. I don't know. I feel like I want to just I want to fly into the future and just not really experience it. Just see what it's like from 10,000 feet, and just be like, oh, that's what we're going to be doing? Cool. I'm going to go back to
What if it's fire, though?
I'll be like, damn, I can't wait. I'm going to be fired up.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to just jump right in. You're going to come back and just be anxious for the future.
Just be sitting down, but seriously, in 2031, woo,
it's lit.
You don't even know.
Right. But you have to then make it to 2031.
Exactly.
So don't go out and do anything. I can't drink, guys. I have to make it to 2031.
We're like, guys, the calculated risk on this move doesn't allow me to get to 2031.
It's not it. No travel, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just stay in the
Can't even get in the car, airplanes, nothing.
Everything's dangerous.
Smart. Never live your life. Good stuff. All right, phones are ringing. Cutting it off.
Once again.
Thank you so much for everything. Seriously, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for the time on your off day. And thank you for being a Rockstar employee and for coming back with Cards and Culture. All of it. Baton Rouge, thanks you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, Jaelyn.
That's good.